Popoff here from the Contrarians, back with another episode of Reliving Old Reviews is a Useless Tool of Confusion. This is the little show inside of our bigger concept where I look at a review of an old album and see if the writer got it right, what they had to say about it, good review, bad review, if it was favorable. I've got a really short one for you, so this is going to be a short episode. This is a review from Sounds, October 26, 1985. I totally know my Sounds from the late 70s and early 80s, but it's funny that this, the magazine is still going later on, and they're still covering heavy stuff. But yeah, they've changed the design and all that stuff. Now, all the reviews on this page, they're all really short. I've got a page here that I'm going to show you, the review that I'm going to do. And they say in big letters at the top, edited by Stefan Chirazi. So I have a feeling he probably writes all of these as well, because they're pretty much all heavy on this page, actually. Wow, they are really heavy. We've got Icon, Mace, Running Wild, Nasty Savage, Pantera, Sinner. Yeah, this is crazy. Mania, Joe Lynn Turner, Starship. So yeah, I have a feeling, because Stefan really knows his metal, that he wrote all these. But today we're going to be looking at a review of Black and Blues Without Love. It's very short. Let's see what he has to say, and then I'll comment. He gives it 4 stars out of 5. Spoiler alert. Black and Blue Part 2, in which Jamie St. James wears a headband to prove that he can look unlike Dee Snider, while the rest of his cohorts in Oral Crime tart themselves up considerably. Good writing there, and he knows his stuff. Obviously, he knows there's a previous Black and Blue album. He knows Jamie St. James looks like a baby version of Dee Snider, but he's got a headband here who's making him look less like him. Then he says, the first album was so good, but this second one really does make the necessary advances required for a band heading into the top flight. Tommy Thayer's guitar work is maturing fast. There's rather less of the raw enthusiasm and more of the measured fretwork on display, while the use of effects and keyboards on such numbers as Stop the Lightning is a welcome development. The overall tones of Without Love are more directly commercial, but Black and Blue have still managed to retain their old flavor. The songs may not be as rebellious as Metallic, but the playing is just as dangerous. That's the important factor. Wow, this is absolutely perfect. Stefan is writing exactly my thoughts on this album. In fact, I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on this. This idea where, in most cases, when bands kind of got mellower and more commercial, I was disappointed. But this was always an example where I remember hearing this album and thinking, wow, I actually like this more than the debut. And the debut is a heavier album. And this one's just quite a bit more melodic and radio friendly. And I think it's a masterpiece. I love this Without Love album. There's so many of these songs just go through my head all the time, years and years and years later, right? Well, obviously this is 1985. But yeah, so you might have mentioned, you've seen the name Tommy Thayer there. Of course, that's Tommy Thayer, who goes on to be in Kiss. He's on Sonic Boom and Monster, right? So it's him and Jamie St. James, I guess, are sort of the principals of the band, you would say. But yeah, he hits it perfect here. He's even saying the same thing. He's saying, I like this album more, and yet it's not as heavy. He's totally recognizing that it's not as melodic. So very cool. And yeah, you get a picture of the band at the top. It says Black and Blue Cruising for Bruising. That's what the guys look like, right? There you go. So yeah, good one by Stefan Chirazi. There you go. That's another Reliving Old Reviews as a Useless Tool of Confusion. Nice short one for you. Join our Patreon, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Join our Patreon. That gets you on our panels. We've got merch and all that kind of thing. But there you go. Go play this album. I think you'll like it as well. If you like this kind of music, of course. Black and Blue Without Love.